Alright guys, so here is my finished Tamotu kit. For the time being, I am going to actually put this up on a base later on like I did with my first one. I just don't have, I want to put it on the same base. I don't have one at the moment, so I ordered one and I'm going to put this on a base later on to match the first one. But I think this heavily armed Tamotu came out looking pretty cool. The SMS paints worked very well. I just, again, had a perfectly nice experience with those. I did find the colors, once again, like what happened with the Levitine kit that I just previously painted. The colors didn't come out exactly as I imagined they would. And what I mean is that like the two different colors of green are not as different as I was expecting them to be. So there is a nice difference there and you can see it and it's subtle and I like that subtlety. That's always good, but it is a very subtle difference between the two different dark green colors there. But what do you guys think about that? I actually think it looks kind of nice. It's not exactly what I was going for, but it doesn't look bad. And the masking tape worked wonderfully. Again, if you guys have not seen my work in progress video, you can go back and check that out. But I just used the HIQ parts drip masking tape here for this. I think it was a melt masking tape, I think is actually what it was called, but I wanted to try out a cool pattern with that, and I really like how it sort of looks like it's like sort of weathered. It kind of, in that like the placement of where I put it near the bottom and like the colors that I used makes it look a little bit that it's like dried mud on the bottom, like that lighter tan color is kind of like dried mud, and like the main color of the kit is that dark green color, and so you see like a little bit of transition there between like the dried mud and just the paint color. It sort of looks like that, which is kind of cool, like especially if you squint your eyes, sort of unintended looks. It makes it sort of look like a cartoony, if you were to make like a cartoon of a weathered robot, not something that's like super realistic, obviously. But anyway, the colors all worked out pretty well. The panel lining was just done in brown, so use that to just kind of tie in all the earth tones there of the green and the tan colors, so use brown for the panel lining. The red wires, I was worried if they were going to be like kind of too bright compared to the rest of the colors, but I think they work out pretty well. I mean, they are definitely a very bright red. But I think they make a nice just kind of accent pop there at the back, so it's just kind of like a nice thing that you catch depending on the view, how you're looking at it. I also used just kind of a pale orange for the missiles in there. I didn't want to use something too bright for those, but I think that's also a nice little splash of color up there for the missiles in the missile pod. And again, just a reminder in case you guys didn't see the work in progress video, I forgot the weapons parts that I added, the missile parts, the Gatling gun added there, and also the armor panels on the front. Those are all just Kotobukiya option parts, so that's all from Kotobukiya. Some details added with the covers on like the hard points there on like the back legs on the side of the body, and also in like the kind of headlights and tail lights on the back. Like there's like the larger light and that smaller little bit. I added photo etch parts all on those bits, and those are all just from some photo etch parts that we sell there at USA Gundam Store. So if you guys didn't know, we sell some photo etch detail parts there, although I'm not sure at the moment if they're sold out. I know that once we get them in stock, they sell out pretty quick, so you guys can check. As always, the link to USA Gundam Store will be down in the video description below as well. I mean, you can get this kit there as well, the Tamotu kit, and the new ones that are on the way, as well as Kotobukiya option parts. So all this stuff is available. SMS paints as well. There at USA Gundam Store, so check that out, and the coupon code will be there for you guys to use as well. The last thing is the Hobby-Mio decals. Those we do not have on the website at the moment. Recently I got some decals and tools and stuff from Hobby-Mio, and so I tried some out on this one as well. And I noticed a kind of issue with these that I think is due to the decals. So when I was finished with everything and I was spraying my top coat, I noticed some weird kind of clouding sort of around some parts, and it's kind of like discoloration. Not like a clouded top coat. I've had that before. I know what that looks like. It was not a cloudy top coat. It was some discoloration coming from something. And everything I did on this kit was totally normal, except I used a different paint than I normally do with SMS paint, and I used different decals from what I normally do with the Hobby-Mio decals, and it shouldn't be the paint that would be having that kind of reaction, because on top of the paint I've also got clear coat, and then a panel liner, and then another enamel paints and stuff that all reacted totally fine with the paints, and I don't think that it's any issue with the paint at all. What I believe is the issue is actually from the decals, and I'll have to get in touch with Hobby-Mio and see if they've had this kind of experience reported from anyone else, but it seems like the glue or something with the decals, the glue on the decals, or something with the decals kind of bleeding out or having a bad reaction with the lacquer-based top coat that I was using for this. I was just using, out the airbrush Mr. Color. It's number 182 flat clear, so it's not like their top coat. It's not like their spray can top coat. It's just their flat clear paint that I use just for the top coat for this. And it's what I normally almost always use for my top coat, but for some reason there's some discoloration in some bits, and it's especially around the decals, so that's why I'm thinking it's some reaction like with the glue of the decals or something that's causing that. It's not very noticeable. Most of the area you can't see any of it at all, but you can see a little bit of it, especially like on the front of the radome. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the issue with that is. Overall, not that big a deal. I think for the most part everything came out looking pretty good. Fun little kit. These are really fun to work on, guys. I definitely recommend you check them out. I do still want to have a contest with these at some point in the future, but if you know, like I said before, if you guys are interested in participating in a custom contest with these someday in the future, definitely let me know. So I just want to know like how many people would actually be interested in joining if we do have a contest centered around these Tamotu kits. So let me know so I can get an idea of how many people would be actually interested in entering that. But for now, thank you guys all so much for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts on the kit. How do you think it came out? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? What do you like? What do you dislike? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for your support, liking the video, commenting, subscribing, all that is greatly appreciated as well. Until next time, guys, have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.